let's get this show on the road, I guess. You got your snacks ready? We are back. And what are heaven witches? I can't do pepperoni. Yeah. I'll have some Reese's Pieces and some Twizzlers. And a headache. And my peach Red Bull. Right, Faith? I'm not, no. I don't dig pepperoni at all. Oh, these are loud. I'm going to get these out before the movie starts. Some strawberry Twizzlers. I haven't had these in forever. Alrighty. All right, if you're here, say hello so we can love on you. Just say hey, hey. Let us know where you're hanging out with us for the night. Get comfortable. Pooperoni. Does it make you poop? Ugh. Pepperoni's too greasy for me. I'm getting comfortable. Y'all hear the bra coming off. It's too much. I had to go to town, so even though I went to town in my Crocs, I went ahead and put a bra on because I didn't put a hoodie on. I don't have anybody hanging out with me to cuddle with. I was going to get the snake out, but she looks like she's ready to eat, so I'd rather not get bit by accident. And I was going to get Steve out, but he's already asleep, so that's it. Let's get a test stuff going. Make sure the lights are off over here. This is turned around. I'm going to mute this one and turn that one on. Add to stream. Solo. Unmute. Testing. Testing, testing. Like a short screen. Let me. No, that's not that one. So. Let's see how this will work. No. There's no other way to do that. That's not gonna work. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't like pepper. Okay. Make sure it's still hooked up.
The symptoms. The symptoms. The avoidance, the isolation, the hypervigilance, extreme anxiety, nightmares. Same thing. Different sources, but same thing. Sure. Why am I alive? Why are they not? That's one of the hardest. With cocaine is my drug of choice. So my whole life spiraled downward out of control. How can you live the life for everyone's? This is the crazy thing. Don't mess with him. When you try to talk to somebody that hasn't been, the more deployments you get, the more.
Does it keep cutting out for y'all? Sorry, guys. Hold on just a second. I changed my phone that I'm streaming from. I changed the Wi-Fi. Can y'all hear me? All right, let's try this.
Time you spend out there, it just keeps on stacking. And then the first one, it hurts, but you don't get really time to heal. And then another one happens, and then another one. I never had a fear of life. I never had a fear of living. I never had a fear of going to the gas station and getting shot while I'm pumping gas because I needed gas in my car. Next thing you hear a loud boom. My ears start ringing. And I wake up, open my eyes, and I'm on the ground. Next thing I know, I hear a loud boom.
Hi. Hi, my love. Yes, you're a good girl. Hi, Hugh.
Danny boy sat on top of his chain, so I couldn't see how long it was. And when I walked out, Danny boy jumped up and grabbed me on the shoulders and pulled me down into his area.
Sorry.
We were going to take 4. And at that point, I told my wife we got to take all 30. And we flew back to California, got one of our big donors to write a big check. And we left about 7 days later, maybe 10 days later. And we went and got all 30. So he's the reason. Other than it was a horrible situation and I should have done it anyway. But Danny, the reason that all his brothers and sisters were saved. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
Oh, yes. Oh, we're not supposed to kiss you in the face. Because a wolf can bite you, right? A wolf can bite you just as soon as he can kiss you. But Huey prefers kissing. Huey's real name is Houston, and he's from Houston, Texas. And he was the second wolf dog we ever got. And she called us and she said that there was a wolf dog puppy running around Houston, Texas. And
Free the
would we come
girls,
get
right,
him?
babe?
And Matthew, who you know is nuclear powered, got in his truck and drove to Texas on a Wednesday and was back on Saturday morning with this thing. And he was a little dark brown puppy. And he turned into this majestic beast. And this is Mommy's favorite little boy in the world.
Oh my gosh, I forgot how good Twizzlers are.
They called me about a 3-legged pit bull. He got turned into the shelter as adopted with 4 legs, and then he got turned back in. They didn't give him the antibiotics. His leg was an atrophy that amputated his leg. My wife said, "We don't want a 3-legged dog." Here comes Tripod.
I can speak to my own personal experiences after spending 10 years in the military. You know, coming back into society, it took a while. I was angry and frustrated, and nobody understood anything, you know, and I had to realize it was me. I looked and I found at Lark, the Wolf Sanctuary, and I decided to come up and visit and volunteer, and I fell in love with the place.
You've got Vigil and Willow, Harmony and Samson, Sarah and Cloud, Danny Boy and Shiva, Kimmy and Kihei, Roxy and Gandalf, Yoli, Shiloh and Spirit, Bronco Billy and Ebony. I believe that's it.
I see that rekindling of the 12 or 13-year-old boy before the trauma. In other words, all of us have a story about a cat, about a dog, about a house pet that we grew up with, that felt like our brothers or sisters. And I think by being around these animals and these animals selecting these veterans to care for them, they get that feeling again of being chosen. You can see that special moment where they start to get it. See how he like overcomes his fear? He's the one that's made the most improvement, you know, little by little. He started to understand that Lauren and I are not a threat.
Yeah, Lauren. Matt, hey, man. Yeah. We've got a new veteran. His name is Juan. I'm not sure what's going on with his PTSD, and I'm not sure how we're going to handle this. He was a sniper in the military. He's kind of reached out to us to see if we can help him with the program. And I want you to meet him. I'm going to bring him out to the ranch. I want you to meet him, and I'm going to meet him, and let's see if he's eligible for the Warriors and Wolves program. I'm down here at Serenity Park, so.
All the noise of all your loving parents, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Juan, welcome. Come on in, man. I was told by Dr. Linder and Matt that, we had a candidate, and Matt wanted me to give him a call and talk to him. So, we set up a working interview. We have someone come out, they work a day and work with me, and I give him a working interview, and then Matt talks to him, later on in the evening or whatever. Hold on. Put that green one back out. When we roll hoses around here, like big loops, you put less energy into it. When you're pulling them out, they don't kink stuff. So while you're pulling in, roll it in big loops right where you're standing.
Okay.
This is one of the things we deal with up here in the mountains is it's cold. So this all came off the top of baby horses in water. And now we have to this is what we're going to do though, Juan, to save some time for today. He might actually be yelling at me because.
Can I try to give him a piece?
Yeah, but there's an art form to this. No fingers, because they don't know the difference.
We'll do some cross training. We'll figure out your schedule. And I know you're not a very communicative guy. I know you got lots of stuff going on. But feel free to tell Jim whatever you want to tell him, and he'll take it to the grave. And the same with me. Part of working here is an emotional exploration that I believe is going to make you better. He'll tell you he's different now. I'll tell you I'm different now. Jesse's different. Stanley's different. All the guys that graduated the program, I think I learned patience here. I think I learned a fair amount of acceptance here. And I also learned that just because something is out of my control doesn't mean it should drive me crazy. I can kind of coexist, feed and water them, but I can't make them do a bunch of stuff. There's not a dog training. This is about an emotional exploration for you. And if you find an animal here that really cares and loves about you, I'll foster that relationship. But it might be the girl that we're going to catch. It might be the animal we go get in Alaska. It might be the one we get in Tennessee. I mean, your partner might not be here yet. But I do believe everything happens for a reason. You're here for a reason. And the animals that come here for a reason. All of these animals here have a very horrible experience when it comes to opiates. Okay? Because I use morphine, dextromethorphan, and Valium to knock them down in case of a medical emergency, an evacuation emergency. If I caught them in Northern California, they were running through the woods, I had to dart them. They were living on a 6-foot chain and biting people. I had to sedate them to get them in a crate. So if you were to take opiates of any kind, I couldn't smell it. I'm not sure my dog could smell it, but I know Yoli could. And I know Kihei could. And I don't know, since their only experience with that scent is a very bad traumatic experience, I don't know how they would treat you. You get it? That's why I'm really nervous about anyone who drinks or takes opiates. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're on the same spectrum and they give off the same scent. So you want to work here?
Yes, I do.
You're welcome aboard. Good luck. It's just like Afghanistan, only they bite.
They're so majestic. telling y'all, that dude that walked up to me when I was hunting, he might have had some coyote in him, but he was mostly wolf. He had to be. They say, but they ain't around here, but
Being in nature helps people to get back to themselves, get back to their true selves, get back to what's in their hearts and souls.
I spent 10 years in the military trying not to go to Fort Leavenworth to make big rocks into little rocks. I get out of the military, work here. What am I doing?
Being around animals, we know, does things like reducing our blood pressure, reducing our heart rate, helping us reduce our stress levels, help us to feel less alone. So then you combine the back to nature effect with being around animals, and you have that sort of a double whammy in a good sense. The majority of animals we have are owner relinquishments, and they want human contact. So that's part of the reason why we created the Warriors and Wolves program, because the animals want the contact and they benefit from it, and the veterans benefit from the contact. So it's a win-win situation.
This one's pretty good.
You can learn how to trust again. And you can learn how to accept and be accepted without judging yourself.
Everyday life. Yeah, every day. But it's good stuff, though. You know, when I didn't have a job, just sit around all day and think about stuff. Turned into bad stuff. Let the bill. You got stuff to do all the time. Here anyway.
PTSD, by definition, is when you feel that your life is going to end. And in that process, if your life does not end, and 2 or 3 people next to you, their lives do end, that's the event. Now, what your brain does to deal with that is it puts it in a drawer, closes the drawer, and it locks the drawer. 30 to 90 days from that event, your brain unlocks that drawer and takes a little peek. And based on that little peek, if you can deal with it, then it allows it to come out and you kind of work through it. In my case, I couldn't deal with it. Close the drawer again. And the drawer gets bigger. It's got more pressure on it. And then at about 3 years after the event, you have trouble sleeping, you have trouble connecting, you don't like being in public places, you don't like this, you don't like that. Manifests itself, gets bigger, badder, stronger. And left untreated, the drawer gets bigger. It gets tighter. And eventually it will explode. Heavy psychoanalysis doesn't work unless you, the individual, are willing to participate in it. So a lot of times, in a back to nature approach, allows the veteran to somewhat separate from the trauma, to understand that the trauma was back here, and that that veteran is standing in today's modern day, and that they're healing, so they can kind of take a turn and face the trauma, talk about the trauma, take little bits of the story, and share it with Jim, little bits of the story, share it with Kihei, little bits of the story, share it with me, little bits of the story, share it with Dr. Linda, little bits of the story, share it with their psychiatrist, making it smaller, 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 until it gets so small the veteran can just kind of put it in his pocket and deal with it. Lauren's lifelong dream was to rescue a few horses. So we were put in touch through, believe it or not, our accountant with another nonprofit in Bakersfield. And we went to that nonprofit. They had about 400 horses and 300 dogs. And we're kind of walking around and we're talking about, well, we'll rescue this horse and we'll take care of this horse. And as we get to the back of this woman's nonprofit, there's a couple cages in the back, and there's a couple very strange looking dogs. And we went back, we got the woman, and we came over and I said, what kind of dogs are these? She said, oh, those are wolves.
And we're like, what is this? Why are these animals in captivity? And she said, it's a growing problem. People are breeding wolves and dogs as pets. We had no idea that this was a problem. And it's growing increasingly because breeders can make a lot of money on these animals. They sell for $3, $4, $5, sometimes $10,000 for a wolf pup.
That is insane.
And I went over and they had a 1-year-old wolf dog, his front legs covered in blood. They were practicing running IVs because they knew that they were going to put him to sleep. And he was covered in feces. He was shaking, he had a muzzle on. His name was Wiley. And he was the first wolf that I ever rescued. I didn't have anywhere to put him. I didn't want to just let him kind of run. And then what happened was I was traveling back and forth between here and Los Angeles, and Wiley would go with me every day. I would take Wiley to my doctor's appointments. I would take Wiley to my support group, and I started to see the reaction of the veterans to Wiley.
Not so much on top of the head, underneath. Massaging his ears is a great way to keep calling it because he's excited. They could put your whole arm in his mouth, but he never bites down. Nicky boy, same thing with him. There you go.
You want a belly rub on that big belly? Yes, you do.
Nicky, but just look at his girth. In wolf society and wolf language, paws on top of the body, on top of the head on top, that's dominance. And we don't want to be dominant, you know. We don't want to give them a challenge because they might take you up on that challenge. We don't want that. He's safer though. He's a great animal to practice with and just hang out. He's just a big bundle of love, you know. The ear massage will work with Cammy too.
With Cammy?
Yeah. We got her, she was only a year old and she's not quite, really, she's excited and excitable, but she's not too serious about life yet. You know what I mean? So so it's one way to help them. It calms them and it kind of keeps you in a little better control so they don't come up at your face. But he's just this guy's a big love. Big love. He's a big love,
The relationship with the animal and building the trust again is so crucial because it applies to other relationships. It will generalize back to the parents, the siblings, their spouses, the children. It will bring them back in touch with them because they realize that they can have a relationship. Because having a relationship with an animal is having a relationship.
Let's have a quiz. Who's the white guy right here? Who's the Arctic wolf? Rainier.
Rainier, here we go, yeah.
Who's his girlfriend?
Samsonite.
No. Nala.
Nala, okay.
Nala. And then right behind there, who are those two?
Rainier and Samsonite, no.
No, Rainier and Nala.
Rainier and Nala.
The next one over,
It's Samson.
Samson's the black one, the male.
And Harmony.
Harmony.
Haha. So I can get a day off then? Gets you right. I guess you're right.
That's pretty good for an army guy.
Hey, open book, man.
In the wild, the wolves live in a family. So there's an alpha male, an alpha female, 2 other offsprings, and some pups. And they all live together. And they're all related. Here, none of the animals are related. Making social packs is very difficult. So what we do is if we bring in a wolf, we put him in like a 40 by 40 enclosure to quarantine to calm down. And then next door, in another 40 by 40, we put another wolf. And then the veterans have a notebook and they write down behavior. Are they fighting at the fence? Are they getting along? What's going on? And then we put another wolf on the other side and we watch behavior. And if it looks like that behavior is working, then we take these two wolves and we put them in a neutral enclosure together with a staff member. We watch behavior. We write it down. Try to build packs. 2, 3, 4, 5 animal packs. And it's very difficult because you can't make a mistake. Because if you put 3 wolves in an enclosure and they don't get along, it's not going to end well.
Nice and easy. If the front can touch. Got it?
Almost there.
Back's coming. All right. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, that's all we got right there, which is fine. Put the gate up.
Okay, I see you back up.
Hi, honey.
Are you gonna get out or are you gonna?
No, I'm gonna have to let her in. So, no matter what, you gotta not let her out that top gate. You guys got it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Go. I'm certain she's scared. This is new. She's got those knuckleheads over there barking at her. But we're gonna keep her here until she gets spayed, all her shots and all her immunizations and her blood panel checked to make sure she's okay. It's gonna get better, honey.
People might say, well, why don't you release them? Well, you can't release animals that are domesticated, and you can't release animals that don't understand boundaries.
I just want to cuddle them, but you can't.
My name is Jim Minnick. I grew up in a small town in northeast Ohio on Lake Erie called Ashtabula. I went to St. John High School, Catholic school. I'm 42 years old now. One of the things I'm very grateful to my father for is he brought us outdoors, and he brought us in the forest. We went down to the river quite often, and he instilled a respect for nature.
It is a beautiful morning to be alive.
I went to college after high school, where I studied fisheries and wildlife management. Then I saw 9/11 was the catalyst. It didn't take long, though, to feel the sorrow for the people and the families and then the anger. There's a darker side to human nature, and revenge is part of that. That's why I joined the Navy. Your job is to obey the orders of those appointed over you. It's not just a job, it's a lifestyle. And, coming back into society, I was angry and frustrated, and nobody understood anything, and I thought that there was stuff wrong with everybody else, when really, it took a while, and I had to realize it was me. There was stuff going on inside of me. When you're in a place where you have this feeling and you know that people there want you dead, it kind of changes you a little. First deployment came back, wasn't so bad. Second deployment, Iraq oil platforms came back, a little tougher. I felt like I was in a foreign country, but I was in the United States of America. Third deployment was even longer. Middle East, Africa, came back. And if I didn't feel right, didn't feel like I was even in my own country. It turned internal, like a struggle, like nobody understands me. And I didn't sleep. I still don't really sleep well. One of my solutions was drinking alcohol. And then I turned it into drinking more alcohol. I was trying to drown my anger, but it was just a tiny moment of temporary fix. Really turned it into a worse situation than it was even before. And I ruined relationships. I hurt my family. I alienated friends. And culminated into one late drunken evening, going about 70 miles an hour into a telephone pole with my truck. Fortunately for me, that was my bottom. And shortly thereafter, I had a shotgun pointed at my own face.
Told y'all what I'm like.
And as my tears were rolling down the barrel, I just saw the faces of my son, my family, my friends. And I knew I couldn't. And I had people that loved me. And I had lots of reasons to live. Kie is a very special animal to me. He's about a 2-year-old wolf, and when he was young, he was caught in a bear trap. So he carries with him injuries. I also have a pretty severe injury to my elbow, and right away he took to me, and I was, blown away about how amazing he was, and then our relationship right from there. He's been like my best friend. He's my buddy.
Oh, that's a good ear scratch, huh? That's a good ear scratch.
Tiny bit of warmth from that sun. Not a whole lot. This is just dunk it in there. This is mostly taking care of animals and taking care of yourself. Like, it evolves into opportunities to help other veterans. Some of the most amazing days I've had are when, I get here in the morning and I'm just here, me and the animals. And I just breathe and relax, fresh air. It's just an amazing feeling. You can just breathe and relax. The walls aren't closing in on you, like in Los Angeles or a lot of places. You got room to be human and live and breathe and relax.
So glad I came across this. I'm a disabled veteran with 50% PTSD. I served 12 years in the Navy Seabees and was honorably discharged in 2012. I'm currently in and out of homeless veteran centers and would think this would help dramatically. I was born and raised in Alaska in a small native village called Kayana, which is 40 miles above the Arctic Circle. I really hope to hear from you soon. So I looked this up. He's from a village of 361 people, and he can't go home, because he's ruined all his relationships at home through his drinking and his suicidal behavior and his craziness. Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm 23 years old. I suffer from PTSD. I'm homeless. I'm a veteran. I've tried everything to get back to functionality, but I can't. I was wondering if there's any way you could help me or enroll me in your program. It'd be of great help. Please call me. Thank you. I would like to find out about this program for my son, who's a Marine. He's tried to kill himself twice. Curie, Arizona. I've been trying to get back in the groove since I've returned from Iraq. But all that's happened is I've lost my family and my friends. I've alienated myself from the world and hurt everyone every day trying just to survive. I don't know how much more is left of me, but I saw your video and it was the first time I thought there was hope. I've gone to counselors, but that just upset me more. I've turned to drugs, but I don't like the thought of getting in trouble, even though they do help. I don't know what I have to do to get in your program, but I'll do anything to get my life back. Don't turn your back on me. How do I help them? I mean, I have the funding to hire 2 or 3 people. There's like 90 of these things. Look at Monday, Tuesday, Sunday. I mean, every day. At the roadside attraction in Alaska, there were 30 wolves on 6 to 12-foot chains with a metal spike in the middle where they just ran around in a circle like this. And the guy never gave them any fresh water in the winter because he said he could eat the snow. All the snow inside that circle was coated in feces and urine and mud. The chains were piercing through their necks. They were tortured. He would charge you $5 and he'd give you a biscuit, and you could go give the wolf a biscuit. He was so worried about the wolves being close to one another that he used to have 2 pens with a chain link fence, and he would have the male breed the female through the fence. And then as soon as the puppies were born, he would take the puppies away and he'd put them back on the chain. He would keep the puppies in a box in the office. He'd charge people $5 or $10 to pet them and take a picture.
Wow.
And then he would sell the puppies online.
Oh my gosh.
This is not a life to be able to stay in a crate or someone's backyard or chained to a rod in the ground or kept in a garage.
Oh my God.
All of these animals have that history. That's what they've experienced.
We as humans have a tendency to turn anything into what we want it to be. Man has dominion over everything on the earth. There's no real good reason to treat animals badly or to hurt them.
They have exaggerated startle responses, meaning that they become fearful of loud noises, other kinds of fear or anxiety responses.
So you know what happened? We put them in these huge outdoor 2 and 3 acre enclosures. You know what they did? They went like this. Then the circle got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until they started running around the outside of the pen. It took them weeks to calm down. And in that process, the veterans and I would go in and get a calm down, and we'd have to put a little bit of super glue on the inside of their pads because they had never moved in another direction other than a circle. And when they moved in that circle, they had the pressure of the chain pulling against them. So they had calluses on this side of their pads, but no calluses on this side.
It's so important that people recognize that the emotional, mental, and spiritual, the soul part of the animal that gets damaged and wounded by being kept in captivity in a zoo or a roadside attraction or in someone's home in a crate or in a backyard and in a small area, this affects their emotional being, a kind of traumatic stress disorder.
This is gonna go nice and easy and smooth and she's not gonna fight. But any other time I've done this?
No, they're wolves. They're wolves
Hi, little
and
Daddy.
wolf hybrids.
How's your back?
It's okay.
Is it? You think this will hurt your back?
No.
You want me to do it? You want me to do it?
No, I'll do it.
All right. Whenever you're ready. You got it?
You can-
There's your new home. There's your new home, baby.
Juan, day one,
She's like, don't
very
touch
quiet.
me.
Well, which is not unusual. Well, at first, I was always like, Matt is such a skeptic, but he's been doing this about 11 years and he's seen so many things and he's been lied to. A lot of the veterans, they can't even wake up and look in the mirror and tell themselves the truth. And a lot of people, they'll say, this is a program I really want to be involved in. And part of the program is alcohol and drug free, so that's the tough part for a lot of people. But to get back to Juan, I believe them, and then we wait and see.
They like the smell of the soap. Whenever I start cleaning, they always try to rub their fur in there. I really like them. I've seen some that like the soap, but they really like it. They love it.
What made you serve?
In the army. In active. Huh? I deployed to Afghanistan 1 year. 1 year in Afghanistan. I was 4 years in the army as infantry, then recon sniper.
The role of a sniper is to be able to hack any environment, harsh environments, mountains, cold, hot, wet, and killing people.
The similarity between Juan and the wolf is almost exact. I mean, he was, for lack of a better term, a sniper, which makes him a coursing predator. A coursing predator, and a wolf moves a herd or cattle out of an area to protect the earth. Juan's job was to shoot bullets at people to protect those guys on the ground. He's seeing a lot more in the animals than even Jim or I do, and his connection to the animals is much stronger. Thank you. Nope. Not today. Shoot the black one. You guys hit that one.
Get up.
Yeah.
Take him. Got him. Yeah, it's on. Get him again.
Trigger warning, y'all. This is a
Now,
hunting
don't,
scene.
folks.
You're sensitive to that.
I can't believe I did it. Not many people killed wolves this year, so I feel like I really accomplished something.
The gray wolf will soon be legal to hunt in Minnesota.
70 years ago, aggressive hunting and trapping all but wiped out closer tonight to making it legal to hunt
Has split the
wolves.
hunt into an early wolf hunting only season.
Humans have persecuted wolves since we started developing this country.
There's no viable subsistence living on a wolf hunt. I mean, a wolf, when you make a wolf stew, I mean, you're killing it because you're scared of it. You're killing it because you think it makes you macho. It's much like killing a great white shark. It's much like killing a lion. There's no point.
We're still living, I believe, in a stereotype of the wolf and the wolf mythology of the big bad wolf. Little Red Riding Hood, the three little pigs, gonna blow your house down, gonna eat the little girl with the red hood on, gonna eat the grandmother. We created myths that helped the general public believe that they were dangerous animals so that we can exterminate them, so that we could raise our cattle on public land.
Dangerous. I mean, they're not puppies.
A
So
lot of people who are sort of closed-minded and not very educated on the real nature of wolves already, they already have a bad name. Wolves are just bad.
Most of the veterans from the recent war have served 4, 5, 6 tours. They come back and they're very disenfranchised. They're not part of society anymore. And the wolves in America are very much being demonized. It's very important to recognize that both the veteran and the wolf are fighting for their place in society.
This is my first time living on a trailer. I'm pretty happy with the heater, but I've been in worse situations, so it's okay. I was born in Ecuador. I came to Washington State, lived there for 6 years. I moved back to Ecuador, and there's where I finished my high school. When I was done with my high school, I came to the United States, to Florida. I was there for a few months, and then I joined the military. Afghanistan is a beautiful country. You can't generalize on the people are bad or good. It was a little bit less than a year. It was numb when I look back. Just to realize how in vain a lot of those deaths were, I just decided to stay away from all the news about that. We miss kind of the adrenaline or the action, what it would be. And not in a bad way, but you just miss it. They mostly just want to do is just give you drugs and anything. That's the easy solution. That's the best, easiest thing for them to do. It's definitely short term, should be used short term. And it's something strong. I know they're supposed to slowly take you off it. To my experience, they really don't worry too much about that. This is much better, much healthier than drugs. Never found my place in society before the military or after. And that's something I like about the wolves. We just go in there and just come live with them, have a moment with them, or do whatever we have to do, and we accept them, they accept us. That's it. We don't have to like each other. Good key, hey. Come here, Kihei. Come here, Kihei.
I have 40 animals on the property, but maybe only one chooses Juan as his companion. And then that one walks the road with Juan and introduces Juan to the pack, introduces Juan to other animals. It really helps Juan heal because it's a specific relationship unique to only him. To only him.
The uniqueness of this program is that the combined effects of having two different species, both suffering from the same sorts of disorders, meaning traumatic stress, coming together and healing each other is very unique. But when you add the fact that these animals are actually wild animals, we have the choice to make these relationships, and they choose to do it.
I love animals. I like animals a lot more than people. So I get along with all of the wolves pretty well. We're not friends, but I get okay with them. Get along really good. At first, I was trying to figure out how they were because they're very different from dogs, from cats. They're definitely interesting characters. What makes them more special is once they choose a friendship, they'll stick to it. So I don't know, it's very interesting. It's a different relationship to build.
monitoring illegal traffic.
We are now in a mission in Darby, the west part of Montana. Our goal is to track wild wolves, to identify and report hunters in the area, to see how they are killed and how inhumane the traps are. With me is Steve, an animal activist. We have grown close. He has a key role in this mission. Together we are traveling the state, camping in the snowy forest for weeks to catch tracks for both packs and hunters.
Isn't it amazing how we can heal each other? Wow, that just gave me chills.
To me, that I've been working with wolves for the past few months, being here has indeed been. I realized that wolves make me feel better, and now I finally have a chance that I do not want to throw away. To see wolves in the wild.
That would be amazing.
We got up a little earlier today. It's 5 in the morning.
Except I don't like to be cold.
It's absolutely beautiful in here. We've got a fresh powder of snow on top of the snow. We have a map with a lot of different wolf places on that we're going to start exploring this week.
I put my tent on the trailer also.
The Montana mission has reminded me of that special brotherhood. Steve and I are on the same page. We have to watch each other's back.
Wolves?
With me, there's also my weapon. I know I will not use it to defend myself from wolves. If anything, I'll have to defend myself from men.
Excuse me, what was he just putting over the end of that? That looks a little suspicious. Not a hater, I think he dropped something.
I do not understand why people kill these animals. They are powerful, majestic, intelligent beasts.
Okay.
They have been here for thousands of years. It's the exact same question some people ask themselves in Afghanistan. My target is no longer people, but animals. I must find them.
So, I found a good place where they probably put the traps.
It's a wolf.
Yeah, it is. Look at that. I saw it.
Little bird right there.
There's an anchor. You can smell it. There's scent in there. Dug a hole. Turn around the tree. Trap set.
Sorry, kids are riding four-wheelers up and down the road right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it. It's loud though. Wow. The bait. Yeah, their poppers are huge.
Scent hole. We put the scent. Turn around. The chain around the film. Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay.
Hey, Free Blader, welcome.
This is a wolf kill. I mean, they tore it up and left it right in the middle of the road.
Because this is like, it's not something they would normally eat, right? It's probably.
They kill all predators that will challenge them for their food.
Food, yeah.
They do. They'll drag a bear out of his den. They'll kill mountain lions, whatever. This is a wolf right here. I'm telling you right now.
I have no respect, no respect, no respect, no disease carrying. You know, they're just cruel animals. I mean, I've seen, like I said, I've seen where they hamstring deer, they hamstring elk, and move right on. They don't feed on them. They hamstring, they kill them, you know, and they're not even dead. And they just move on.
What's it cost to get a license?
For me, it was over $126.
Is that for
I
elk?
guess I'll cover the camera.
That's elk and deer.
Elk and deer.
And if it's,
For a wolf, it's like $20.
and then you gotta pay $20 for a wolf tag.
Okay. And you can do 5, I think?
Yeah, you can do 5.
Okay.
Why can you do 5? Why can every person buy 5? Must be an overabundance of them, huh?
I guess, well, they sold 20,000 of them last year.
Those are decoys.
Oh, they're not real?
No.
Oh, shit.
I put them on the tree, and I spray the lion scent down all over around the base of the tree.
Waiting for the whistle.
Electronic call. Back off 200 yards.
I'll start doing that.
Oh, it does a thing.
Yeah, I use that. I imitate
They
downs.
think it's the dogs. And you luck with it?
Not yet.
Yeah. This is your
I'm
invention.
not giving up.
I'm proud of us. We build up pretty well.
Oh, Free Blader, I'm sorry, sweetie.
Well, then I was
Well,
tired.
why don't you
but I
chill
was
out with us for a little
exhausted
bit?
from the way these people welcomed us
Hope you
so
can hang
in
out
such
for a
a
little
bad
while.
way. We were not trying to do any harm to anyone. We're just trying to document what they do. If it's not wrong, I don't know why they would hide or they would be so upset with us trying to capture what they do.
Yeah, it's one thing to hunt an animal for actual food to sustain your family, or it's one thing to have to take care of a nuisance animal.
I just saw my first wolf in the wild.
If you have
Really cool.
a nuisance animal that's taking out your own livestock, I can understand that. I can understand that. We kill coyotes down here because of that. Because they do take down, calves for cattle farmers and stuff.
Definitely special. Seeing them in their own
So
environment.
if the wolves
it
are
was very
affecting
unique.
somebody's livelihood
Very
as
different
far
from seeing
as
them
cattle
captive,
farming or something like
safe
that, then
Other people.
unfortunately, they need to be trapped and relocated or whatever. But just to hunt them, just to eradicate them, no.
To me,
For here, they have a part in the balance of our ecosystem.
somebody else, they might think that's crazy. I've seen a picture of her. She's beautiful, and she's only about 7 months. And the information that I've gotten so far from the shelter is that she's only 41 pounds.
Oh, goodness.
Which I have a hard time believing. She looks bigger than that, but you never know. She may be 41 pounds. So she's a little girl.
7-month-old wolf hybrid that's only 41
Saving her life.
pounds.
And you never know. In the future, this beautiful girl just might rescue somebody's life right back. You know, one of our veterans.
Oh, free bleeder.
Who knows?
You need to take care of yourself, honey.
Here we are. Good morning, Megan. This is Jim Minnick from Rockwood Animal Rescue Center. I'm here at the shelter to pick up the wolf. I'm thinking I need to transfer her in a secure area. Just we don't want to have any risk of her getting away.
Yeah.
And she's a high risk to get away. Okay, don't get too scared. Come on. She just been this shy the whole time?
Yeah. She's terrified. She's so scared she won't even move. I thought she was sedated at first. She's just terrified. Oh, that poor baby. There's some breeds that just don't do well in shelters. They just shut down.
She has a collar?
Yeah, she is.
Now be careful, because she looks like she bites big.
She's beautiful. Sweet baby. She's got a collar on. She's just scared. She's not vicious, I'm sure. Well, they don't have a choice. They've got to be. It's for her protection and theirs. Look at her. See, she needed out of that place. It's so stressful. She's relaxing now. She just needed out of that place.
Mission accomplished. % of the wolf population in North America has been exterminated. Free bleeder, none of us bounce like we used to. 30% of veterans since 9/11 have been diagnosed with PTSD.
Yeah. Hold on. Whew, like. Thank y'all so much. Absolutely. Absolutely, Faith. That's just in the US. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look into them some more and see what we can do to maybe add them to our donation list. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's what I need to hit. Hey, shout out to our awesome mods. They're the ones that found that for us while I was down and sick yesterday. Thank y'all so much. That was great. Exactly, Free Bleeder. Well, this will be up so you can go back and watch it. And I'm going to let me see. I need to grab the link to this documentary. Copy link. Oops. Can't do it this way. Uh-oh, hold on. I need to send it to myself so I can put the link to it in the... in the description here. That's what I'm going to do before I let y'all talk for just a second. Y'all chat for just a second. Tell you what, I'm going to have to put it in the comments afterwards. Here we go. In the description. I don't know what I was thinking. Paste. Okie dokie. Now we good. All right. I also the link to that video is in the description of this live. So anybody afterwards wants to go find the video directly, just go underneath this video in the description, and there is a link. Alrighty. Well, I guess that, to see 2 broken things, not even say words. Yep, it is amazing. Is there anything anybody else wants to do? Or shall we call it an early night for a change? I didn't even need all 4 of my Red Bulls. We can go and let our girls have some family time. Thank you, sweet lovins. Okay, guess not. Well, how about y'all have a fabulous Friday night? And, or the rest of your Friday night. It is 10:25 here. I got to decide if I'm going to actually go get in the bed or sit here in the office and work some more. I have some editing to finish. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I had the window and back door open here in my office this afternoon or this evening, and a moth got inside, and it got trapped between the curtains that are behind Steve's enclosure and his enclosure. So it was flapping around against the glass, and I'm sitting here at my desk, and I hear him banging up against the glass, and I look over there, and he's licking the window, and I'm like, what are you doing? So I go over and look closer, and there's that moth hitting the outside of his glass, and he was trying to get the moth from the inside, and his little tongue was just going crazy, hitting the glass from the inside. It was so funny. I was like, you poor thing. So I had to go shoo that moth away. Then it came back on the front side. My son came down here and killed the moth finally, because the poor dragon was just losing his mind trying to catch that moth that he couldn't even get. But he went to town on those worms that came in today. He liked those horny worms. I was gonna let him out tonight, but he was already asleep by the time we started this. You said bed. Maybe a little bit of shower talk with Harley in a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I am kind of tired, but I took that nap. I'm yawning though. Yeah, Steve hasn't had any insects since before he got sick. So my girls, we were on a mod call, group call this afternoon when his insects got here. So I turned my camera on, opened them up, and they got to watch him suck those suckers down. He probably would have ate the whole tub of them if I'd have let him. He's such a glutton. Let's see. What can we... He did. Well, I'm the one that kept putting them in there, though. All right. Y'all got your dancing shoes on?